What is your personal mission statement?
My mission statement at the age 18 and something month is, I would say to be someone who is pleasing to God. Like, that would be my mission statement. It would be someone who just doesn't have her own will, but only does God's will. Like, someone who just lives for God, like who just doesn't care about what I wear, what I do every day, my plans. Just to be able to just submit to God's will and just do what He wants to do, just be pleasing to Him. So I guess that would be my mission statement, because like, you know, a couple years ago it would be like to open an orphanage, or like to help the homeless people, or like, you know, just something to make some type of a difference in the world. That would be my mission statement if you asked me this question a couple years ago. But like now it has changed, because I mean, like, I don't know, my relationship with God it's been just getting more personal, like, along the years. So now, like, it just has changed, like, because I just believe that's the biggest difference I can make in this world, is to be the difference, that the world needs. And it's not even just about the world, it's bigger than the world. Like, God is bigger than this world. So that's the most difference I can make, and that would just be, you know, just more, I don't know, that's just more worth, that's just so much more powerful to me than anything else.
What would you like people to say at your funeral?
I chose the funeral option for this question because, I mean, I can talk about my future and everything, but like, I don't know, I just like the whole funeral idea, like, not because I want to die, but like, I don't know, because, you know, what matters is not just like about what I say I will do in the future, but what matters is actually like what happened at the end. Okay, I'm dead, like, I've lived my life, what happened, like, what would people say, and like, what did I actually do with my life here on earth? So that was just so powerful to me, so I chose that question. The answer to that question would be, well, basically, I hope that people would be able to say, first, that I accomplished my mission statement, which is to be pleasing to God and to live for God. But I wouldn't want, that's not what I want the people to say. That's what I want to happen at the end of my life. But what I want people to say is that, like, they are living for God. Like, it's not so much about me, but like, they see me, I mean, I'm not alive, but like, they see my life, and I want them to be able to say, you know what, like, I want to live for God too. Like, I want to be the difference. Like, I want to just, you know, I just want to be pleasing to God. I just want to do His will. Like, that's what I want people to say, like, in my funeral. Even though I can't hear it, but yeah.
Where would you like to be 3 years from now?
3 years from now, okay, so right now I'm a sophomore, so I'll be like junior year, senior year. I'm done with college, thank God, and then I'll be like working somewhere, having a job, trying to pay for my rent or something like that. So that's where I would be in my mind, like in my plan, you know, in life. Like, you know, get out of college, get a job, you know, stop depending on your family to pay for everything. That's the plan, like, that's the goal. But I would say where I would actually want to be is where, I mean, it's kind of repetitive, yeah, but I would just say I want to be where God wants me to be. So like, if that means I'm like, you know, the opposite to where I'm planning on going, like, I just wish that I could be able to just do that, like, just do what He wants me to do, and do what, like, be where He wants me to be. So like, yeah, so I don't know where I'm gonna be, but either way, I'm gonna know two things. I'm either gonna be at a place where I want to be based on my plan and my will, or I'm gonna be at the place where God wants me to be based on His will and His want. So it's either of the two, and yeah, we'll see.
What would you like to experience in your life?
Okay, so again, coming from a person who has only lived 18 years of their life, I would say, basically, in a very short way of summarizing, I would say I would like to experience every single thing that I already said I wanted to do, or I wanted to be, or I wanted to achieve. So pretty much, like, I actually want to do that. Like, I actually want to, you know, all that I talked about, the whole mission statement, the whole what I would like people to say at my funeral, just pretty much I would like to actually have that, like practically experience that, and for that to really happen. So that's what I would like to experience.
So what are your fears?
What's not my fear? That shouldn't be a good question because the answer would be nothing. But my fears would be, I mean, like pretty much losing the things that are really close to me, like losing my family, and then losing a lot of like my pride. Like my pride is like related to my grades, my major, my, if I get a job in the future, my job, my salary, and my house, and my car, and my family, and all these things that just, you know, I don't know, like are labels that make me who I am, or like put me in this position of where I am. So like those things are good and everything, you know, it's like something we all need, but that's like my fear, because the reason why those are my fears is because like what I want to happen in my life is that I just submit to God's will, and for me to be able to live the way God wants me to live, I need to be able to let go of what He tells me to let go. And that's where the fear comes in, because if He asks me to let go of, I don't know, my family, if He asks me to let go of, you know, my school and my grades, like, would I be able to do it? Like, you know, that's the question. So, you know, I like to think about it, and like in order to, you know, be able to do that, to let go of these things, I would like to think about it in a way that, you know, like in the first place, I don't have, like, all these things that I have isn't mine. Like, none of this is mine. Like, my family aren't mine. I didn't like create them or this education, everything that I have in this world is not mine. Like, I didn't, you know, it was just given to me. Like, I mean, yeah, I worked for it at school for my grades, but like, you know, I wouldn't even be at school if it wasn't for God, you know, like there's nothing in this world that I have control over. So like, that's the way I think about it. So whenever I approach this fears in my life like this way, the fact that I just don't have control over this life, and all these things that I own aren't mine, but it's all God's. Like, so then it comes to a point where, you know, like if it's not mine and I don't have control over it, it's all God's. So like, there's like, you know, like I have no voice to even try to keep it to myself or try to like not let go. Like, it's not mine. So I don't know, like just seeing things that way helps me to just let go of things, you know, like not to be so obsessed with like my pride and my school and grades and all that stuff. So yeah, like, so those would be my fears, and that's the way I would like to think about it, so that I can actually overcome these fears to do what God wants me to do and just be His, and just, yeah.
What are the things that give you a sense of hope?
So, I mean, I would say like, just like God's love. Like, I know all these questions are very related to God, but that's because, you know, like, I feel like that's what's really important right now. So I would say like God's love. The reason why I said God's love is because like everything revolves around His love. Like, you know, like, you know, we're not all perfect and everything, you know, we all like aren't, you know, like perfect and everything. I understand that, but like that's what like makes me so like inspired by God's love, because just the fact that he created us and we're not perfect and he still loves us, like that's what makes me like just like, what? That doesn't make any sense. But you know, that's what's called grace. That's what real love is like, you know, our creator's love towards his creation. And I know, like, you know, like, I don't know, that just like so sacrificial love, like something. And he's not like a person where he's like, oh, you know, you've made me mad today, so I'm just gonna hate you. Like, you know, if he did that, I would probably not breathe or something. I don't know, like, you know, it's just like, he's God, like he created me, like, you know, the reason I'm living and breathing is because of him. So I just feel like his love is just too much, like it's too much for someone to even understand. Because like, just imagine, like, you have no control over your life, and yet you get out of the house and come back to your house safe, and you breathe, and you breathe in and you breathe out safe without like choking or something. And you know, you see your children at these years, and next time they're all grown up and have kids. Like, you know, these things like we really don't have control over. Like, you sleep and you wake up in the morning. Like, so many things could have happened. Like, you could have not woken up, you know. But just the fact that you did, and just the fact that like he keeps on like providing, like, you know, his security and like his protection, his love, and he's still like, that's just amazing to me. So yeah, that's what gives me hope, like more than anything else, you know, because that's God, and that's so much bigger than everything else in this world. So yeah.
What is your vision of how you'd like to make a difference in the world?
So my vision would be to be the difference, pretty much. That's it. Like, to be the difference, not to make a difference, but to be the difference. And how? That's a good question. So how? I mean, you know, I feel like I can't really like, you know, like I don't feel like I can change myself, like make myself be the difference all of a sudden. Like, you know, it all comes back to what my whole mission statement and what I value the most in this life, which is God. And I feel like the only way I can be the difference in this world is through him. Like, he can, like, I feel like he's the only, you know, person, I guess, in this world, not of this world, that can like make me who he wants me to be, and make me the way he wants me to be, like the way he, you know, created me to be, and the way, like, just the way he wants me to be. Like, that's it. Like, I just want to be that difference. And how I can do that, like how I can start doing that right now, would be, I mean, just, you know, everything we talked about, just like overcoming these fears by, you know, just like having this really intimate relationship with him, where like I speak to him every day and he speaks to me back, and I listen to him and I do what he says, pretty much. And, you know, so that's what I would like my vision to be. I would like to be someone who is led by God, pretty much, and who does not have a will. And that can only happen by God's help. So, yep, that's it.